live, but I'm all alone. I'm all alone, you guys, because Alwi, my counterpart, is sick right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lalaine Chu-Benitez, editor-in-chief here at Illustrado magazine, and I'm here at the very lovely Radisson Blu Hotel, Dubai Dera Creek, overlooking the beautiful Dubai Creek here at the Royal Club. Thank you for joining us at today's edition of Illustrado Go Live. Mark, paano ba yan? I feel lonely. I'm all alone today.
I'm here.
So I'm with somebody, okay.
To keep
But
you company.
hi guys, again, if you just tuned in, please say hi to us. Drop us a note wherever in the world you are. Tell us where you are and say hi to us. And like I said earlier, this is Illustrado Go Live. We're here at the Radisson Blu Dubai, Hotel Dubai Dera Creek.
Correct.
Always a handful to say that, Mark. Mark, before anything else, let's announce your super promotion for Filipinos.
Perfect.
Yeah?
We do have a promotion for any Filipino OFW, which is like pag nagpunta sila sa Radisson Blu in one of our restaurants.
Okay.
Let's say we have China Club, we have Minato, and we have Yum.
Yeah.
We don't have in Yum, but we have in our Japanese restaurants. Buy one get one promotion.
Wow, guys, buy one get one promotion. Don't forget.
Correct.
Right?
And it's very affordable yung prices niya as well.
Very affordable. And you know, you guys, we appreciate. By the way, Mark Ramos here is the head of sales here at the Radisson Blu Hotel. And you know, we're so appreciative that you're doing something to, you know,
Exactly.
for OFWs or for Filipinos out there.
Filipinos.
So we really do appreciate that, and thank you always for your support.
It is our pleasure.
We're gonna drop in details of the promotion, guys, in our in our post later on. But please do come to the Radisson. Do they have to call and reserve?
They do have to call and reserve. I have all the details with me
Okay.
later. Let's post it later once.
We'll post the details, and yeah,
Definitely.
just make that reservation and come on over and have dinner out here at the beautiful Radisson Blu. Thank you very much,
It's my
Mark.
pleasure. Thank you very
And
much.
yes, we'd like to thank all our sponsors. Apart from Radisson Blu Dubai Dera Creek, we have Kaya's Clinic, we have De La Salle Montessori, and Giver, your friendly marketplace for sharing. So thank you guys for joining me today and for not making me feel so lonely. First of all, thank you so much to Gabriel Rimando, Romel Pilapil Sergio, Danabel Gutierrez, who are all listening in right now. Agnes Briggs, who's in Europe right now. I think, Agnes, you're in Germany right now. Hello out there. Eleni Villena, of course, Nikki Kate is here. Socorro Pasco, all the way from Texas, USA. Jade Saducas, are you sitting in Cebu or are you in Dubai right now? And of course, Leslie Fiestan, all the way from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much for joining us. Drop in a word and weigh in on the discussion today. We have a very big topic, guys. It's August right now, and it's going to be back to school once again in September. So there's this big talk about education. There's this big issue on education. And the question is education still important in this day and age? Well, a couple of months ago, Google announced that they are hiring people who have not finished university. And this was a big news, all around the world. And people are saying that you don't really need a degree anymore because school is already not as innovative as it should be. For a lot of parents out there, school has become so traditional and they're looking for more alternatives to equip their kids into the future. I mean, I don't know about you. Maybe you're not a parent and you don't have schools, you don't have kids that go to school, but even as adults, of course, we always have to enrich ourselves, right? I always have this saying, I don't want to be a dinosaur, and for any person out there, for any adult out there, learning skills is very important, especially in this high-tech world that we live in, So, hindi tayo pwedeng magpahuli, di ba? We always have to equip ourselves with new skills and new learning, especially, in the kind of environment that we live in, whatever kind of work we do, and, sometimes even just to keep up with our kids. So what are the different things that we can look into in terms of education? What options are there? Let's take a look and hear from our friends out there who will weigh in on the discussion of education.
Hi there! This is Lyndon Magsino, the founder of Philippine Business School. Thank you, Illustrado, for having me here. I would like to give you some insights based on my experience when I was with Central Bank and in consulting, where I met a lot of Filipinos, and I found out there are missing pieces for us to really excel and achieve success. And to simplify, I would like to call it three C's. The first one is competency. If needed, take courses, read books, and learn new skills. Be competent. And right now, this is what I'm reading. If you are a CEO or you are aspiring to be a CEO, I would recommend this book to you. This is another good book, The Essentials. And I'm reading right now on strategy from Harvard. So if you want to learn strategy, this is a very good book for you. So what I'm saying here is be competent, take extra courses, don't be restricted with or limited with your educational background, be it an engineer, a CPA, or whatever. Take extra courses, learn new skills. Second letter C is be confident. Confidence. So a lot of Filipinos are afraid to take risks. We need to be confident on what we can offer to the project, what we can contribute. If needed, assert yourself. Take risks, okay? And the last letter C is communication. So a lot of Filipinos are shy, timid to speak up. Even simple reports, we are struggling. If required, take communication skill seminars or writing skill seminars. Take extra effort, assert yourself, don't be shy. Communicate well, practice. And I hope these insights are useful and productive for you. So just to wrap up, we are talking about competency, confidence, and communications. 3 C's. Thank you and God bless you. More power, Illustrado. This is Lyndon Magsino again from the Philippine Business School. God bless.
Para po sa usapang Illustrado, beyond education plus self-improvement, what's my take on this? For me, education is one of the most valuable investment that you can give or invest onto yourself that can later on give you the best ROI in terms of your competitiveness and your potential income earning abilities. Now, how can we do or how can we improve our skill sets to be more competitive? How can we do self-improvement? First, we have to be self-aware. What are the skill sets that we have and what are the new skill sets that we wanted to acquire? Are these new skill sets aligned to our personal vision or our personal career goals? If yes, then push through with it. We can also enroll ourselves or yourselves to different trainings or workshops that can help you acquire those new skill sets. You can also expand your networks through accreditation. We can also do certification that can give you the competitive advantage over the others who has the same skill set as yours. You can also find a mentor that you think can help you unleash those hidden potentials that you have. And lastly, just continue learning, keep yourself updated, read good books. Okay, this can help you improve your knowledge or increase your knowledge about a certain skill set or about a certain things. That's all. Thank you.
Back in the university, I was the type of student to always go outside the classroom to participate in many extracurricular activities. I believe there's just so much things to learn out there, from meeting different types of people, joining different organizations, doing things that are closer to your heart. And true enough, I gained that confidence as I was building these relationships with different personalities. I find myself having that interpersonal skills and being well-rounded as I engage myself into different culture outside the school. And speaking of outside the school, you know what I am doing right now is also a result of the self-learning initiative I've done. I searched online for tutorials in web design, digital marketing, and videos as well that help me get equipped to what I am doing right now at work.
For the future, students or all of us need to embrace drastic change. According to the research study entitled The Future of Education and Skills in 2030, highlighted the following important skills needed to be competitive. First, cognitive and metacognitive skills. Second, social and emotional skills. Third, physical and practical skills. Everyone should continue learning which is beyond typical or conventional to be able to innovate and to respond to the needs of time.
So thank you very much, Lyndon Magsino, who is the founder of the Philippine Business School, Cathy Rivera, who is a corporate HR manager and entrepreneur, Rosemary Tabucal, principal of the Phil-Emirates Private School, of course, our friend Ion Gonzaga, who is a digital transformation consultant and blogger, as well as Doc Nino Decenorio, who's listening in right now, who's the senior vice president at Bat Spa University in Ras Al Khaimah. And let me just pick on a few of the things that they've said. And guys, if you have any opinion on education, on how important it is or how not important it is, just, share that with us. Would like to pick on a couple of the things that were said here, especially what Lyndon said. And I think I'm gonna use that phrase that he shared with us. He said competency, confidence, and communication. And like he said, a lot of Filipinos, they might have competency, but without the confidence and without the communication, so it's not complete learning. And one of our colleagues also mentioned about education plus training. I think really the way you have to look at education is that you have to look at it as a whole thing. It cannot just be traditional going to school. Now we have other people weighing in on the discussion. We have now Dr. Mel Pilapil Sergio and a student, Natalie Inyon, from Abu Dhabi here on Usapang Kanto. Sorry, Usapang Illustrado, not from the Kanto, Usapang Illustrado.
Hello to all the readers and viewers of Illustrado. First and foremost, education is viewed as the next trillion-dollar industry. And in this light, it's becoming more complex, more booming in its use and in its importance. So let's first deal with the three projections that experts say would happen in the near future in terms of the need for education. First, there is vitality in the adaptation with the use of technology, which means it's a response to the fourth industrial revolution era, from which internal and external to the classroom we're using technology at its peak. Second, there's a need for a flipped classroom from which blended learning is being used and utilized. And third, there's a way for us to always look into collaborative learning, which is the main focus of student-centered learning, which means the use of social media even outside the classroom that can be a viable tool for learning. Alright, as to the second set of questions, how do we continuously improve ourselves in our core competencies? I would say that it's not all about the knowledge that would enhance your well-being. It's all about applying those skill sets, verify information that you learned in your day-to-day existence, and at the same time collaborate with people, substantiate the information that you learn inside a typical classroom, and from there you can say the application of the knowledge is there, and at the same time the social skills are enhanced. Thank you.
In a rapidly changing world, we need to navigate through a complex and uncertain world. We need a broad set of knowledge, skills, and be value-oriented. To be globally competitive, let us ensure that both school and parents must work together and that our students must learn and apply their knowledge at the same time inside and outside the classroom. In a globally competitive world, education and training are now seen as the responsibility of both parents and the school, where our children face a wider set of expectations. Welcome to academic year 2019 and 2010.
Our parents sent us to school to prepare us for the real world. And in order to be truly prepared, I believe that we might need a slight change in our current educational system. By change, I meant change on how we, the students, are being taught, to encourage us to become more creative, to guide us to find our passion, and to teach us to communicate our ideas properly, whether we want to admit it or not. The real world is more or less a huge competition, and in order to improve our skill sets, I believe the best way to do it is to work less but work smarter.
Go back.
So yeah, our crew is laughing out here because I said Usapang Kanto. Of course, this is not Usapang Kanto. That used to be our old column in Illustrado back then. It's Usapang Illustrado. And thank you very much to Dr. Romel Pilapil Sergio, who is watching right now and who said that the food here at the Radisson is really great. Please do come by. And of course, Natalie Inyon, who is a student in Abu Dhabi. And like Doc Romel said, you know, it's so important right now, technology, blended learning, so having so many different resources. Do not just rely on classroom learning alone. And if you're an adult looking to improve your skills, there are so many places where you can get all these skills, and some of them are for free. So if you haven't heard of it yet, guys, do check out all these resources online. You have Coursera, you have Udemy, you have Skillshare, you have Lynda, and this is the shocker here. I just found this out last week. There are actually 8 Ivy Leaguer schools in the US, okay? 8 Ivy Leaguer schools. So we're talking about Yale, we're talking about Harvard, we're talking about Brown University, we're talking about Princeton, and the University of Pennsylvania, the Wharton Business School. They are offering some 400 free online courses, right? So saan ka pa? You want to take a Harvard course and it's free online. We're going to be sharing all these links later on when we do the post for you so that you can benefit from that. And yes, we'll be talking more about education, but right now we'll say thank you to our sponsors once again. Okay, before we go back to our topic on education, we'll just take a short detour into something that's very relevant right now. We have here as guest a doctor who has skin that looks like a Hollywood actor's skin, which puts me to shame, doctor. Nahiya akong bigla eh. Ang ganda ng skin ni doctor. I had to say that, right? Dr. Maher Saleh is a dermatology expert from Kaya Skin Clinic. Welcome to the show, doctor.
Thank you.
Doctor, I heard that you have a lot of Filipino patients in Kaya Skin Clinic, and you know there are common cases that they go and visit you for. Can you tell us about this?
Sure. The most common problem in Filipino skin is acne, acne scarring, pigmentation, mainly pigmentation. I know all Filipino girls are crazy about demanding the whitening creams and whitening remedies, okay? Because even in the fair skin people in Philippines, they are able to have pigmentation. This is something genetic.
It's genetic, so we're really prone to pigmentation.
Yeah. Even the white skin people in Philippines are prone for pigmentation.
I see. Okay. All right.
So this is the most on-demand concerns of Filipino and Filipina. We have a wide range of treatments for acne, for acne scars, for pigmentation, including chemical peeling. Okay, simple facials also may help. We have also for acne scarring the microneedling radiofrequency treatment. This is the most advanced.
I feel like that's gonna hurt because the term sounds like microneedling. Does it hurt?
when we tell needling, everybody is scared.
It's a little bit scary.
Yeah, scary, and it's needles, not needle. Okay,
Yeah.
but it's very small needles. It's called microneedles. Okay, very small. It's just going like 1 millimeter up to maybe 2 millimeter inside the skin, and just giving some stimulation for your skin to produce new collagen.
Okay, I see.
So it's not like an injection.
So it's not gonna hurt so much, yeah?
No. Most of our clients feel a little bit of discomfort.
Okay.
Especially after we are applying, we can apply some numbing cream.
Yeah.
So a little bit of discomfort. Even some of our clients are falling asleep while doing it.
Oh, really?
Because it feels like a massage, relaxing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, doctor, we have a term in the Philippines. It's called tiis ganda. If you guys are listening in right now and you know what it means, tiis ganda means to sacrifice for beauty. So I guess a lot of people, tiis ganda. Tiis is to sacrifice. Ganda is beauty. So you know,
I know maganda.
Of course, you have to know maganda.
Yes.
So, doctor, there all these treatments. So, I mean, how long does it take for? Let's talk about acne and acne scarring. How long does it normally take to get it treated?
Acne. Let's tell you about something very important about acne. Okay, we must talk about acne control, not acne treatment. Okay, acne is treatable. Okay, but we can give a guarantee that it will not come back again. Okay, we must control the breakout of acne, the inflammation of acne, and then treat the acne scarring. Treat the post-inflammatory pigmentation occurring after acne. Okay, and to keep a daily routine, good daily routine, to prevent the future recurrence of acne or to minimize the severity of acne recurrence.
I see. So it's really control, not total elimination.
Yes, especially in this teenager age. Okay, it's possible to be recurrent.
I see.
So we have a lot of, as I told you, we have the chemical peeling. Okay, a lot of types. I'll not go in medical details, but a lot of types of chemical peeling acids. Okay, it's all working like anti-inflammatory and to remove the dead skin and renew the skin to give you lightening or even skin tone. Okay, and to remove the inflammation of acne.
Okay, doctor, we were talking about something earlier, and you know, there's this huge, I don't know if you can call it a trend within the Filipino community. A lot of people are using hydroquinone and tretinoin. There were some brands that were available in the market before that people are using as home treatments, and I think they're getting pigmentation from that. I think it's dangerous, doctor, right?
Yeah, let's speak about hydroquinone specifically. Hydroquinone is one of the approved substances that treat pigmentation, and it gives a good result, but if we use it in the right way. Okay, some people are using it even in the morning, so using it in the morning, it's a photosensitive substance, so it may reverse the process and give you more pigmentation. So using it under the supervision of the expert. So this is the point, okay, to seek the expert, take his advice, okay, not just to keep going to the pharmacy and hear from your friends, okay, use this cream or this cream, okay, you must go to the expert. And we in Kaya, we have a campaign called Face Your Skin.
Yeah,
okay, you must face your skin and go to the expert, and even just a few minutes with a doctor can guide you to have a healthy daily routine, a good treatment that will not harm you. For example, also, simply, some people suffering from acne, simply using the wrong moisturizing cream or the wrong sunscreen, okay, can give more and more acne. Okay, so oily skin or acne-prone skin, they should go away from any oily, thick, greasy creams. Okay, the normal moisturizing creams are always oily and thick and greasy. So the best moisturizing creams for acne-prone skin is the water-based moisturizers.
Water-based,
yeah, that's it. And about acne scarring, also, as I told you, we have the microneedling treatment, microneedling frequency, the PRP injection. It's a natural way to treat acne scars. The treatment is from your blood. We are taking the blood and separate all the blood cells from the platelets and plasma and inject it under the skin to induce the collagen formation.
Oh, that sounds so high tech.
Yes, and the one of the good treatments also for acne scarring is fractional laser. Okay, this is the laser treatment, and also the skin boosters. It's the injection of hyaluronic acid. It's similar to filler, but it's not to fill. Okay, it's not the filler. It's hyaluronic acid to induce new collagen. So all the treatments are aiming to give you more collagen and tighten the skin to improve the acne scar.
From what I'm understanding from you, it's really encouraging your body to work the right way so that it supports your skin, right?
Yes.
And you know, there's this misconception that going to the dermatologist is quite expensive, but I heard that you know, in Kaya it's quite affordable. So you guys, if you need help, Dr. Maher Saleh is there. Please do go and visit Kaya. I think Kaya Skin Clinic is offering free consultation right now, and it's worth 200 dirhams. So please do take advantage of that. You know, everybody's welcome, and I think there are discount packages also for people who want to go for treatments, doctor. Any final words of advice that you can tell our folks out there for them to have better skin?
Just seek the expert.
Yeah.
Okay, just go to the expert and take the advice of the expert. Don't hear from your friends and everybody around you. Hear from the expert only.
So yes, seek the expert advice. That's always the best thing to do, right, doctor?
Yes. Sure.
Single or married? I told you I will ask you this question.
Married.
We're just kidding. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maher Saleh, and thank you so much, Kaya Skin Clinic. Face your skin, guys. That's the campaign. Thank you very much, doctor. And yes, we will go back to our topic on education, and right now we're going to be hearing from one parent who is into homeschooling, which is a very big trend around the world right now. Please do listen to Carla Quion.
Hi, my name is Carla and I'm a homeschooling mom of 2 for 3 academic years now. So I want to share my experience with homeschooling, but before that, let me tell you first the reason why I choose homeschooling. Every parent has the right to choose the form of education for their kids, but for me, as a single mom, I came to a realization of how do I want my kids when they grow and they finish their formal education. For me, I want them to learn to trust the word of God. That's the main thing. You know, I'm not trying to be churchy here, but I want them to have it hidden in their hearts. I want them to be confident, healthy, and know that they are beautifully and wonderfully made. I want them to be compassionate, have good manners. I want them to be humble. Those characters that I want to instill sa mga anak ko at this early stage ng buhay nila. 80% of their time is they're with someone else dun sa school. Nandun sila sa ibang crowd na hindi ko naman alam, na lalo na dito sa Dubai. We are in a multicultural environment. So, yun yung one main reason kung bakit ako nag-decide i-homeschool sila. Not just because mas mura or dahil mahal yung school fees dito sa UAE. Pero apart from that is yung influence ng mga tao sa paligid namin dito. I also get questions about social skills. It has been a debate. Pero na-prove ko to after a year of doing this homeschooling. In our experience, I think mas sobra pa nga sila sa ngayon sa socialization. Kasi dun sa flexibility ng time namin, I was able to involve them sa mga iba-ibang activities like dance workshop, sports, piano lesson, music lessons, ganyan. Tapos meron din silang every week, meron nag-visit sa kanila from our church. Nagba-Bible study sila. And then iba pa yung kids church nila, yung Sunday school. And then meron din silang nakakarakit din sila. Na-involve ko sila sa mga modeling, mga casting, nakaka-attend kami ng mga ganyan. So they get to earn. Actually, to be honest, yung tuition fee nila netong year na to, si Carlene, finund niya yung sarili niyang tuition fee just because of modeling sa baby shop. Lagi ko silang kasama wherever I go. Nakaka-interact nila yung ibang klaseng ng tao at their age. Marunong sila how they will communicate and how to behave. Academically wise naman, I can make sure that we have a mastery of all the subjects and nag-aaral kami depending sa pacing ng bata. Hindi sila stress or hindi sila na-intimidate with other kids. And like in school, I experienced kay Carlene before, ayaw niya pa magbasa. Kasi si Carlene, parang ayaw niya nung if there's something new na gagawin, gusto niya, alam niya na agad, ayaw niya mapahiya. If they are in traditional school, mafo-force sila eh. Kung ano yung, iba-iba kasi, di ba, ang mga bata ng learning style, learning capacity, yung ability nila na matutunan, makakatch up. So, with homeschooling, mas natututukan ko sila. And, like in math, I'm very bad sa math. I don't like math. So, I hired a teacher, a tutor, na pumupunta sa house namin para dun sa subject na yon. Nahirapan ka ako sa una, pero if nasa right group or sa friends or even in your community, you can arrange group classes with other homeschoolers. Ngayon, I'm very happy na welcome na siya dito, pati ng KHDA. And with homeschooling, the opportunity to build their character spiritually, academically, socially, and yung family time, talagang it's just awesome. Yung mga basic life skills like cooking, sa age ni Rian and Carlene right now, they can even prepare their own breakfast. They do the laundry, nag-fold sila ng mga damit nila, cleaning the house, ng initiative, with their own initiative talaga. Tapos, in studying naman, they develop independent learning. Hindi na sila yung pipilitin ko pag gumawa ng homework. Sila na on their own, alam nila yung gagawin nila. There are times that I tend to doubt my decision of homeschooling, or even I tend to doubt my own ability to teach. Pero when I hear people na nagko-comment sa amin, sa mga anak ko, na, oy, nakakatuwa naman yung mga anak mo, they're very independent, ganyan. That pa lang is enough na for me to continue, and it's fulfilling on my part as a parent na I'm doing the right thing in raising my kids.
And we're back, guys. We're talking about education, and that was Carla Quion. She's an executive assistant And Carla always likes to say that she's a single mom, and I think that's very significant because there's this misconception that you have to devote all of your time if you have to do homeschooling for your kids. And with us today to shed some light into the homeschooling trend is Isabelle Gallagher. She's the General Manager of Homeschooling Global Middle East. Good afternoon, Isabelle.
Good afternoon. It's lovely to be here.
Thank you for joining us. I won't ask you if you're single.
No, halata naman na hindi. Because I homeschool my children, so halata I'm a mother.
No, yeah.
And yes, I'm
you're how many
expecting.
months? Yeah.
So we are 4 months, 4.5.
4.5 months.
Well,
good luck and congratulations. Safe delivery. I know homeschooling has been such a big trend, in recent years, and it would be great if you can share some information. Can you tell us the basic framework of homeschooling? How does that work?
So homeschooling is really yung parents are the ones in charge of the education of the children. Parang they take charge. But there are different options because right now homeschooling is very broad and very big now across the globe. So not just in the Philippines, also in the Middle East. So there are options where parents will really take charge. Sila yung teacher, what they call the parent teacher. So that's one of the options where parents could be the parent teacher. Sometimes though, yung mga parents, especially in the Middle East, they go to work, right? May work sila from 9 to 6. So sometimes being the parent teacher is not really an option for them. So there's an option where they could just do the online curriculum where they can just log in to check on their children, to check on what they're doing, what activity, what subjects they're going through, and can really see their progress throughout the day. However, there's also another one where they can just be a facilitator. So it's a combination of there is an online teacher, the child can log in, and then yung online teacher that can teach the children, especially sa mga subject na very difficult like chemistry, logarithm, accounting, calculus.
Physics,
some parents feel like it's very limited in terms of their knowledge. So there are these teachers that help facilitate, but they're also facilitating on certain subjects na sa tingin kaya nilang turuan yung mga anak nila. So there are a lot of different platforms or a lot of different curriculums that they can do, but it's really just the difference is that they don't go to a traditional school facility. So the world is their classroom. They can learn in the park, they can learn in the museum, they can go to the library, they can do it at their own pace.
Just going back to what our respondent Carla Quion said earlier, she had several reasons. Because some people, they think that homeschooling is because you just want to save money, because school has become so expensive, tuition fees. But some parents, they also want to be able to, in a way, put their kids in the best possible environment that they could and be able to really influence yung value formation, especially at a young age. Because, Carla voiced out her fears. Now, if you send out your kids out there, you really can't control the kind of environment that they're in. But at least with homeschooling, she's able to make sure that she exposes her kids to the right kind of stimulus, right?
Exactly.
So I think that's a good point there.
Exactly, and one of the things that, one of the advantages or benefits of homeschooling is the personalized learning, which is also a controlled environment. Diba? So with personalized learning, ikaw bahala in terms of the child, mafo-focus mo yung child in terms of their pacing, because in school nowadays they focus on the mediocre child, correct? So merong mga nag-excel, merong mga struggling na hindi nila na-focus on because they have to follow a certain curriculum for about 20 to 30 children. So the focus here is personalized learning na you can focus on their interests, kung ano yung strengths nila, kung ano yung pacing nila, you can focus longer with their struggles, and tapos mabibilis, you can speed things through with the things they're good on. So pati yung environment, you can focus on that also where hindi ka mo expose with certain things that you think would not be a good influence for your children. Also, a lot of the parents actually report na it's less stressful for the child kasi walang bullying, walang peer pressure, diba? Meron kang, a community that are loving, community that's nurturing that you can expose your children to.
Yeah. I mean, as we were saying earlier, kasi the traditional education system, which was really patterned after I think the second industrial revolution, they call it like the factory education approach, which is a one-size-fits-all. So everybody gets taught in the same kind of way, no matter what kind of abilities or skill set they have or whatever interest they have. So I love what you mentioned there, that you can actually tailor-make the program to suit your kids' capacities and interest. What about in terms of certification and accreditation? I mean, if you're homeschooled, are you also going to get, I don't know, a high school diploma, or how does that work?
Alam mo, very recently there was an article saying that you know, the house may be the pathway to Harvard. So marami na now,
I like
even,
that.
you know, like Ivy League schools recruit homeschoolers. So there is no problem with certification, especially if you are connected with a homeschool provider. For example, at Homeschool Global, meron tayong partner schools that are we have a partner school, for example, in the Philippines na it's called VCIS. Top 10 school siya in Manila for 2018. So you can see that this is an accreditation na makakakuha siya ng school record for an international school in Manila. Para bang dun sila nag-aral. We also have partner school with the US, Tier 1 school na Ivy Leagues in the United States recognize the school giving accreditation or records. So these are the ones that give you, you know, your records for the end of the school year, assessments, tests. So parang meron din siyang sort of order. From a traditional school, there is accreditation, there's records, there's assessments, there are gradings. So parang when they go to college or if they go back to a traditional school, you know, if circumstances change, meron kang accreditation. So what's what Homeschool Global provides.
They're holding the same papers, they're doing the same exams that everybody else is doing, right? So that's really important. Another concern that we've heard from parents is that, you know, pag homeschool daw, ang fear nila is that their kids might not be able to socialize or they might not become good communicators dahil nga daw homeschool lang. So what can you say about that?
Alam mo, it's really intentional parenting where you really really prepare the environment. You really have to be involved. Sometimes nga sa homeschooler, to be honest, one of the myths of homeschooling is socialization. But one thing to tackle this is that, you know, when we homeschool, they say we do education to prepare them for the real world, right? But how does the real world look like? Is it kids of the same age? I mean, are you the same age, the same gender, the same social status, or the same religion? It's not really. Especially here in the Middle East, you cater to a lot of different nationalities, different background. So with the socialization, there is that vertical relationship that we want to nurture. Na hindi lang same age, no. Minsan meron silang mga groups na nakikita-kita sila, tapos nag-aaral sila with other groups. So you really have to be connected talaga with the provider. Because like Homeschool Global, they have a lot of learn groups, maraming events, may graduation din sila na you don't miss, like with schools. May mga learn groups na every week nakikita-kita sila iba-ibang ages. Yung mommy dito magaling sa science, she will do a science activity. And then next week, yung isang mommy, she does beauty. So yung mga girls nagagawa ng something with that. So there's a lot of
it's really up to you, right? Yes. It's really up to you as a parent. And like whatever was being shared by our colleagues earlier who were doing USAPANG Illustrado is that you have to look into communication also. Don't just look at the books.
Yes.
You have to give your kids a well-rounded experience so that they can learn all of these things. In fact, I wanted to share a story because a couple of years ago when I was in the Philippines, you know, I was standing waiting for the car in front of, I think, Glorieta before. And there was this kid who was offering me a CD, you know, it's a praise CD. And he was talking in pure, beautiful English. And I just couldn't help but be impressed. I said, okay, so where are you going to school? That was my question. Where do you go to school? And I didn't realize that, in fact, his dad was standing behind him. And he's a homeschooled kid. And that level of proficiency sa language is something that you don't typically hear from the regular students back home. So sabi ko, wow, it's different, you know?
Yeah. So there are a lot of achievers talaga that are homeschoolers. In fact, like Ivy Leagues that I mentioned, they check on those because sometimes they even go beyond the traditional schools in terms of their learning. Kasi nga you can add to their learning, you can add to their interests. May mga high schoolers na nag-aaral na ng advanced accounting, business management, kahit high school students pa lang sila.
Exactly. Let us just give way to some of the comments here. I wanted to greet Chef Miko all the way there in Canada. Hi, Chef Miko. Ingrid Ariada. I think, Ingrid, it's your birthday today, so happy birthday. Ron Awa said he attests, to the success of homeschooling because his daughter discovered everything in many mediums, not only through textbooks and boring memorization of subjects. That's what Ron Awa said. Now, Edipolo Agarao said, according to him, homeschooling, it seems, is a very effective way of learning. It's a very effective way. Thank you guys for sharing your opinion. I'd like to say hi also to Dea Paderes. Hi, Dea. Carla Quion is also watching. Jay Tolentino, Fabelia Erlin. Jeff Cabreros, Lance Japor, hi Lance, and Cyrene Pinpin, hi guys. Of course, we have Ruben Santos, hi Chen Chen, and Joel Villanueva, all the way from the Philippines, our beloved designer there. Lucille Hyde is also there. Jan Fernando Reyes, who is taking his lunch at the Dare City Center. Hello, Dare City Center. Hi, Jan. Of course, we have Enrico Yamzon. We have Kier Pascual, all the way from Abu Dhabi. Felix De Los Santos. And John Jeffrey Del Rosario of Homeschool Global Middle East. Yeah, hello, John.
Thank you for watching.
We also have the gorgeous Carla Fuentes in the audience. And of course, all the way from Kuwait, we have the fabulous Marlon Aquino Malinao. So that's a lot to learn about homeschool. Before I, give you the floor for whatever you want to share, from Homeschool Global Middle East, guys, I just want to clarify that we're not saying that homeschooling is for everybody or you just have to consider alternative education options. Maybe some of you prefer traditional education, and that's okay. I think the message here today is that you have to look at education in so many different angles outside of just classroom learning, because not all kids are the same. Iba-iba po yung pangangailangan ng mga anak natin. Iba-iba rin yung pangangailangan natin as adults trying to better ourselves. So we really have to look at different options, and instead of just looking at traditional. But there's no shame in going for traditional. Traditional is good. Just supplement it with other things. Right, Isabelle?
Yes, definitely. So with homeschooling, talagang it has to be a family decision. It can't be a decision mo lang na hindi mo alam yung situation with your kids. You really have to make it a family decision in order to get into home education. In the Middle East, particularly, marami nang nag-homeschoolers here. So you don't have to feel like, okay, hindi ko sure yung homeschooling gumagana ba yan, hindi ba yan. Homeschool Global has partner schools, both here and then in the United States, and we've been a pioneer in the Philippines for more than 20 years. So marami ng homeschool graduates. We can attest to homeschoolers that are in Ivy League schools, in Ateneo, in UP, in big schools in the Philippines, and even in schools here in Dubai and in Saudi. So it is really a means of education na siya. Hindi na siya parang just taboo, especially now, even government officials are trying to look into making it more reachable for a lot of the Filipino community.
That's very good, yeah. So thank you very much for joining us today, Isabelle.
Thank you very much.
And guys, don't forget, it's Homeschool Global Middle East. And yeah, before we move on to our next segment, I just want to make a few announcements. If you guys have kids, nursery school kids out there, De La Salle Montessori International is offering very affordable package. They understand that right now, times must be hard for parents. So if you need support and you want to put your kid into nursery school so that they can meet other kids, check out De La Salle Montessori International. We would also like to share one program that our friend Novi Bereber, the legendary choreographer and dancer, and also an advocate for Parkinson's disease, he's doing a project in Manila. They have what is called Sayaw for Parkinson's. And this is a free workshop for people who are suffering from Parkinson's disease in the Philippines, or even the family members or friends of sufferers of Parkinson's disease. He's got an event, a free class on the 25th of August happening at Palanca Street in Makati. We're going to share the details on our post later on, but please do check that out if you're in Manila and you have a loved one who might benefit from this. And that's it from this segment, guys. We're going to show you some beautiful work from our creative Filipinos from around the Gulf. And there you go, guys. That's beautiful work from our very creative Filipinos. The special look into the Ifugao tribe by Dennis de la Cruz. And plus our film enthusiasts from Film Dot in Kuwait, led by Mayo Ganares. Of course, there's Camille Constantino, Emil Vilches, Nick Velarde, Remar Toledo, and Leonel Pura. Thank you very much for sharing your work, guys. And people, if you know of anybody who's creative, who's done a lot of visual work out there, please do share it with us. You can slide into our DM, send us a message, or you can also email us at admin@illustrado.co. Right, and we want to greet Ana Mariel Papa. Hi, Yummy. Roy Tamano from the Maranao community. Don Almario, all the way from the Philippines. Come back home here. Of course, Mariby Opolentissima is also listening, and Romel Balahadya. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And if you have any opinion on education, homeschooling, or if you just want to say hi to us, just drop it in on the comment section. And now we're going to show you one Filipino entrepreneur whom we're so proud of.
Stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on two separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
So yeah, she's not only a chef, she's also an entrepreneur. Margarita Manske, together with her husband, co-owns and manages Sari Sari store in LA, as well as Republic, which was featured in Worth It in BuzzFeed, and as well as Petty Cash Taqueria. So they're managing all these restaurants, and I think they have some bakeries in the Philippines as well. You know, we always feature Filipino entrepreneurs because we want to inspire those of you who are, who are dreaming of having their own businesses someday. And Margarita has done so many beautiful things, and with the support of her husband Walter, as well as their team. She was also nominated in 2017, 2018, and 2019 for Outstanding Pastry Chef from the James Beard Award, which is very, very prestigious in the US. And she launched released her first cookbook called Baking at Republique on April 2019. Right now we're gonna share about another Filipino doing wonderful things in a different country. We want to share with you and give you a peek of the life of one Pinoy who's living in Norway. My Pinoy Life in Norway from Vince Lit Nakabuan in Kjeller, which is about 25 kilometers away from Oslo. It's so nice to see the lives of other Filipinos living across the globe, and all the beautiful photos that you've seen are actually the photos of Vincent. In fact, Vincent is so busy. He's a nurse, he's also a photographer, he's also a musician. He plays in this Pinoy band called Good Vibes, and he's also a hiking enthusiast. Vincent, if you're listening right now, I'd like to have some sort of an explanation at how you're able to do all those things. Napaka-busy mong tao. But anyway, thank you very much for, sharing your story. And Vincent said to my fellow kababayans who want to move here, be adaptable, learn the language thoroughly, and make sure you prepare different clothes and shoes for all seasons. He says that there is a famous saying here, there is no bad weather, only bad clothes. And I leave you with that today. Thank you, folks, for joining us. And before we end, we'd like to say thank you again to our sponsors, Radisson Blue Dubai, Dairy Creek, Kaya Skin Clinic, De La Salle Montessori, Giver, your friendly marketplace for sharing. And before I close, meron pong naligaw kaming bisita ngayon. Nadia, come on, bilis, bumati ka. Come on. Just say hi. Seriously? You're here already. Just say hi. Say hi to your friends.
Hello, I am Nadia TV follower. And to all those beauty vloggers and motivators and those who are having advocacies in search or whatever it is, mabuhay po kayo.
Yay, mabuhay! Thank you so much, Nadia. I love your hair.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for joining us for another session of Illustrado Go Live. Join us again next month. Bye!